You know what I just realized? I am not a carpenter at all. Started out with good intentions, but it totally went sideways. Yeah. You know, not bad. You know, I'm like, you know, it's the first one, so I'm like, okay, I got to do this different, got to do this different. And then it split out, and then this didn't work out at all. And it just ended up being a mess. But I can use it around here. And I was wanting to try something else out. It was burning wood. Oh yeah, another thing. The burn wood that I had planned out that I was going to use for this, somebody come along and bought 400 boards. They bought all their stuff. So I was like, well shit. I guess I'm going to just buy a 1x6 piece of pine from the lumber or hardware store. Just make a birdhouse and see what I learn and whether this is actually going to be feasible or not. So I don't know. I'm on the fence because building a birdhouse really ain't that easy. If I had a miter saw, a couple of air tools, like a air nailer and stuff like that, some clamps and stuff, yeah, it might not be too bad. But I struggled my butt off trying to get this thing together. And I was going to use finish nails and some wood glue, and that's not necessarily working out too good. So I might have to use some screws, or do something else, because this doesn't hold together very well just with the nails. But yeah, I got a buddy of mine told me about how he burns a lot of his wood projects, and he goes back and sands it off. And he's got some really nice looking stuff. So I was like, I'm going to just use this birdhouse to experiment on a lot of stuff and see how it works out. Which I probably could just be wasting a bunch of damn money screwing around, but we shall see. Well, here we go. Our blackened birdhouse. Like I said, you just learn by doing. You don't learn by reading or watching videos. And I had just learned about this Sojiban or whatever today, and I was like, that is pretty cool. So now the next step is to take a brush. I guess I burnt it enough. Take a brush and get a lot of the char off of it, and then it will leave, a real nice kind of wood on the underneath. And then you go back and stain it. And I'm just going to use some stain that I got. It's some of the same stuff I used in the bathroom. It might be a little bit too thick, but yeah, we're just learning, so let's figure it out. I looked around for some brushes and stuff, and I don't have any like nylon or brass or bristle brushes or nothing like that, so I'm just going to use sandpaper and see how it works. And I tell you what, it's already bringing out a really nice, pretty chocolate in the wood. So I'm going to do a little bit more and see what happens. Wow, I am really impressed at the color that gives. Look at the grain. It's messy. Now the brushes he was using were not really coarse, but they were leaving kind of grain marks where you're trying to get the char off. So I went inside and I got the only piece of sandpaper I got left. I think this is a 60 grit, so I'm going to try this and see how it does now. So here's after doing some of the 60 grit and going back over to the 120. What they're showing on the really nice pieces was the grain. You'd have your white and then your other darker color, and then you run your dye over top of it, your stain, and it makes it really, really pretty. You could use like a blue or whatever, but this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So I tell you what, this is really labor intensive. So, if I ever get good at doing this, these aren't going to be $20 birdhouses. So, I'm still debating whether this is even feasible as far as to, make money or whatever, or even a little side hustle because it's so labor intensive. But I think I'm going to quit sanding this piece right here and go get that stain that I have and see how it looks. It might not look like anything. It might be too thick. I might need to go to Walmart and get like a really light, a really runny stain and see how it looks, but we'll see. Well, here's after I use some of that really dark stain on it. I don't think it looks bad, but I don't think it's not giving the dramatic effect like I was seeing other people do. But then again, I'm not a professional. What are you? So, trial and error, but I think it still looks pretty. What do y'all think? Okay, so what do y'all think? I mean, I know the birdhouse sucks, but as far as charring the outside and lightly sanding it, it sure does make it an awful pretty brown. Now, this has got the stain on it, which you can't really tell the difference, but, I think the brown turned out really nice. But, what do y'all think? I mean, I know I need a lot more practice woodworking. I just realized by doing this, I ain't getting into the bird feeder selling business anytime soon unless I order stuff from China. Because, to do this kind of stuff here, it's work, man. I'm just trying to get the dust off of it. But anyway, what do y'all think? Yay, nay, perfect the soji bond or whatever they call it. See if I can't do more. When my oil comes, that food grade stuff I was talking about, I'll rub it on here and see what that does. But for right now, that's technically a finished bird feeder. A crappy finished bird feeder. But I left it like this so I could maybe put like a hanger or something. But we shall see. Or I could just set it. Excuse me. Don't get in my way. Thanks. Or I could just set it over here on this stoop and just nail it to the back and see how they like it. So, but yeah. I mean, it'll pass first time.